One thing I need to turn
Good
on the.
morning, YouTube. It's Amazon Tips with Tina and Reseller Mom with our special guest, Quincy Lynn. And good morning, Quincy.
Things.
Good morning.
And why don't you introduce yourself to everybody watching and tell them who you are for those in the community that don't know who you are?
Good morning from the West Coast. I'm in California. My name is Quincy Lin, and I've been in the Amazon business very active as a FBA seller since 2014. Before that, for 18 years, I was a electrical engineer working for big company, startup company, and the last job I had was working on network storage. Boy, that was many years ago. I turned full time in 2015 and has never gone back since. So it's been a wild ride, but just like Tina and Lucy, we stick to the game, and then it was not easy. But because Amazon is constantly changing, and we kind of adapt and pivot, and that's where I am today. So I'm still actively selling on Amazon, and I think 80% last time I checked Keepa, that my inventory is in the shoes, clothing, handbag, and jewelry categories. But ever since then, I have gone down because the return rate is higher. So I try to find the sweet spot, have less return, and profit also will remain the same or go up. I'm all about efficiency because I am hesitant to spend more, but I would love to squeeze more profit out of my investment. Now, in light of the recent fee change added by Amazon and the upcoming fees, the low inventory fees, so one way to work around it is to increase our profit margin during the sourcing, so that with a higher margin, we have enough buffer to compensate for any uh, you know, placement fee increases, right? So that, along with the selling, then I move on to back in 2015. I started a lead list service, and that really just focused on shoes. It was called gated list, but as it evolved, now it changed to quick list. QikLists without the U usually. I mean, in English, you always have a U after the Q, but I thought, hey, that's the easy way for me to get a domain by removing the U. That's why everything I do or any service or tool, it would be like starting with kick, QIK, something, kick list, kick finds extension, whatever. So you understand the background. So I have a lead list service, and then I run a reimbursement service. I run my own prep center in Oregon, which is sales tax free, and then I run the Facebook groups for people who focus on selling shoes online. So it's called Shoe Sourcing Online. So that group has been doing well, and today we kind of I'm honored to be invited to share with you, talk about the latest creation, which is a software help with the OA manual sourcing, and it's called QuickFinds extension. So I'm ready, and that would be a little introduction of me.
That's a
So,
great introduction. And I've known who you are online for years with the shoes. And it's really a pleasure to have you on here. And and Lucy have been selling as long as you have. So we're kind of some of the earlier ones once it got popular in Facebook. Uh, Amazon's been around longer with sellers. Of course, it started with booksellers. But for those of us that are the old school Amazon sellers, I think most of us started around 2014.
yeah, I've been in your Facebook group since, I don't know, maybe 2015, 2016. And I have to tell you, it is one of the few Facebook groups that I do suggest to anybody that is interested in shoe sourcing or getting a leads list or any of that. everybody knows we do fiber consultations outside of this, and there are a few Facebook groups. If people are asking what Facebook groups to join, he is on my short list of Facebook groups that has been very helpful over the years. If you are having packing questions or anything like that, return questions, anything along those lines, you can go search his Facebook group and you will find the answers there. It's just a wealth of information. So I just popped it into the chat here, but it's also on the links down below, as well as everything else he's talking about. So go check it out, join up and join that community.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind word.
All right. Are you wanting me to share the screen yet?
So you want me to jump ahead?
Well, I don't know what's.
Okay. So I'm just follow your instructions.
Yeah,
So
I
what's
say jump in and show us your software and what it can do.
all right? So I'm gonna share my screens. Go ahead and let me in. I think I'm ready.
Oops.
Okay. All right. So everybody see my screen right
Yes.
now?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the first time I'm on a live show with a StreamYard. So this kind of I've been a Zoom guy for all along. So I kind of nice to experience the new tool, and I have heard about the StreamYard, and I have seen it, and I really like the interface. Okay, so everyone, what I just want to show you where you can find more information about the extension. So I have a convenient location at quiklist.com. So if you type in quiklist.com, QIK list.com, it will automatically redirect you to this page, which is hosting on a platform called Podia. Just in case you wonder why the name Podia, it's there. Now, if you from there, you can click extension because it's so new. So I create a specific place for it. And then I want to briefly go over just so that you know how you look for the information. And the extension itself has a 7-day free trial. So if you want to give it a run, and I think you're more than welcome to, you're not going to be charged for during the trial. Now, I have a short video if you want to take a quick look. However, this is actually right now, I'm not going to play it. I want to do a live demo instead. But just in case you want to see it, it's older version because at that time, it's as you can see, it's a version 1.35. Now we are on to 1.41, which will be released early next week. And at that time, we have 50 store, but now next week we're going to have 70. So we're moving fast. The pace would be by May, we have 100 store covered by the extension. Now, the significance of that is if you have been using any kind of a lead list, so pretty much 80% of the store on those lead lists, it will be coming from those 100 stores. So that's the significance of it. Okay. And here's a quick look at what the software does. As you can see, there are 6 different products. And this is a picture taken from directly from the store, the extension support. And at the bottom, you can see something very similar, even though the size may be, the height of it will be different. We call it the extension, the software is a data box. So what the extension does is it will inject a data box underneath each of the product in the store. And inside the data box, it has all the essential Amazon data. So to aid you make a quick assessment whether a product has potential for you to purchase. I'm going to that in the, go to the actual store in just a moment, but so that you know what that means. And then we have people running it, really liking it. So so they share the testimonial with me. And right now, just take a look at some of the store that we already cover. As you can see from A to Z, there's a lot of familiar and popular store on the list. And so basically, I mean, those are pretty big stores. If you can go in any day and you want to search for some deals and leads for your own OA sourcing, I mean, you just get lost in this store and probably, spend don't even have enough time to go through all of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that you
So
have a lot of cosmetic sites on there. I like cosmetics.
yes, cosmetics, shoes. So it's just a variety of it.
Mhm.
And in fact, I'm going to just going to show you. So it's pretty simple to install the software and use the software. Just follow step 1, 2, 3. You install it, and then for each store every day, there will be sales and promotion. You just want to include the sales and promotion, and in addition to discounted gift card or cashback when they are available. And then the extension will recognize the store is support automatically will pull in the data for you. And I'm going to show you in just a bit. Now, here's the key thing. You see a lot of data the extension bring in. So I want to let you know ahead of time, people already ask me question quite often. So among all the different tools for OA sourcing, number one, this extension, QikFinds extension, does not replace the analysis tool like RefSeller, SellerM, AC Insight. Those tools have been doing a great job pulling in a lot of data. Well, also include Keeper. It does not replace Keeper. What what we are doing is to be very selectively choose the what I call, as you can see on the screen next to the image, maps data. Only the essential Amazon data, I call it maps data, into the data box so that it will not bog you down in terms of spending too much time on a single lead. Cool. So you can see all the data that are available is on the left side. It seems overwhelming, but once you look at the data box, actually it's very intuitive. You after very short time, you'll be very easy to go through all of them. So let me enlarge this to talk about what the maps data is, why they are essential. So maps stands for matchability, availability, profitability, and sellability. So matchability, the number one thing when you go to a store looking for a lead, the first question pop up and you should resolve is, can I find the exact match on Amazon, right? That's the first step. Now, after that, when you find the perfect match, then you wonder, does the store have the item in stock for you to purchase? And when that is confirmed, then you wonder, when I buy it, can I make a profit selling on Amazon, right? So when those three are all positive, that it's good. Now the last part is buying it doesn't mean does not mean automatically you can make a profit. You want to take a look at the Keepa chart. You want to analyze the competition landscape and how many FBA seller, how many FBM is Amazon on the listing. Have you sold this before? Those are all very essential in order for you to say, okay, this item has potential, right? So that's where we stop, and then we save it, and then later on, either yourself or your VA will come in to say, okay, we shortlist the lead we go through today. So which one actually we want to buy? So that's when Seller M, Ref Seller, AC Insight come into play. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second question I get asked a lot is, does this one replace tactical arbitrage, TA as we call it, which is like any other it's automated software. They go out and do some automation in getting the leads for you. Now this one, my software actually, myself is a TA user, so I see it as a complementary tools. So even though the software you see on the screen can work independently, and also TA you can work independently, so you can purchase either one. But what we really comes down to is two things. Number one, how much time do you have? Number two, how much budget you have every day? And based on that, you can kind of design which one works for you best. So for me, I think if you are under sales is under 1 million, I think using this extension alone, as I'm going to show you later, will be more than enough to find you enough leads, more than your budget can buy. So I'm on a mission along with the lead list. The mission would be like this. I would like to provide you with enough leads more than your budget can afford. So that's my goal, right? So this, I have the lead list, I have the software. Then the last piece of the equation is to have a VA using the tool, using the lead list, and find all the leads that you want. So I'm working on the VA program part of it right now, but today we'll focus on the extension. And then I have additional tutorial video. It has its own YouTube channel, and then have some of the FAQs and additional page with all the support information. So with that being said, unless audience have any specific question, otherwise I'm going to move on to going visit some of the store and demonstrate how the extension worked. Do we have any question so far?
I am not seeing any questions yet, but everybody, this is your cue to ask questions away. I have plugged in the Facebook link so everybody can join, and then I just put in the YouTube channel so you can go check out some other videos later.
Okay. All right. So let me know if there's any question. I can stop.
Oh,
but
there is.
Yes. Move on to the next things I have prepared for you. Now, as people who are doing OA, then let's say in the morning right now that you want to decide to spend, whatever budget that you have today, then the first question would be, where do I find the lead or the store? Which store will have hundreds of online store available, and which one I begin with? And how do I know which one has sales and promotion? And in general, the two most popular ways is for people, number one, if you're using a lead list, you go to a lead list, looks similar to this. And okay, so it gives you a list of the items that already been vetted, and then you just go through the lead list and then go to the store on the lead list, and then you can follow the rabbit trail on the lead list if it provide you that. So that's a quick jump start for the day. If you have a limited budget, many of us don't have unlimited budget, so potentially that's how you're going to use up all your budget for the day, and then you're good, right? And another way, if you don't use a lead list, then you will come to let me show you. You can use a little tool, which in this case, I created it. You want to subscribe to different store. If you over the years, if you already subscribe to different brand, different store online, then you'll be able to gather the sales and promotion information every day, so you can review and see which one interests you. For example, today, Macy, you can take a look at this one. Macy has yesterday has a flash 40 to 50% on beauty. That doesn't happen often, but today it changed, and have additional discount on different categories. And also you want to say, oh, okay, I'm looking at a different one. Then this one has additional sales information. Or we look at this one, then the name brand shoes or the cat has on its own store has a sales going on. So based on that, you can pick which one you want to begin with, right? So just jump on it, and then you try to understand for each product the maps data, as I mentioned earlier. It is about can you find the perfect match on Amazon? Is it profitable? Does the store have a stock for you to purchase? And then what's the competition landscape like? So this is the major two ways for people if you want to go into OA and finding inventory online. Now, let's take a look at a few of the stores that we are so familiar with, which just so happened that the software already supporting them. So number one, Target, right? It's very popular. So right now it's running Is it running? Yes, still. Buy one, get one 50% off kids' books, activity, toys, and more, and board game. So I'm looking at this one right here. We got 226 result. And when you look at all this um, board game, so you want to know the maps data for each one of them, right? Before you can think, okay, it has potential for me to buy and make a profit. Now, the next store is beauty, right? Kills. And right now it's this is pretty good. Tina, you know this. Buy one, get one free. And actually, buy one, get one free. And then on top of it, you have 25% discount. It's pretty crazy for me. Just a tip for the people looking at the beauty for this one. It's very popular. And then Ulta. Now, this is a carry all kinds of a beauty brand and constantly have a sales. If you're a big fan of a beauty and you know could be challenging getting Ulta ship you the item. If you like me over the year, you know how to season the store and will be able to have Ulta send you the ship to you your house or your prep center the beauty item. Then this is a great place to visit. And right here, it has during its semi-annual beauty event in March. It's just right now, just happening right now. You have 17 results, and then if you want to get the maps data, then you need to go through the usual way of if you're using Rev ROI, Seller M, or AC Insight. So basically, what you would do is you want to in order to find out whether there's a match on Amazon. So you will highlight or select the title, and then you do a title search. So there will be a panel open up on the right hand side if you're using any of those two, and then based on the title, it will give you the result. What are the likely matches? And then you go ahead and do the visual matching yourself, right? That's basically how people are doing online sourcing when you're visiting a store like this. Now move on to another popular one. It's a Walgreen. Okay. So Walgreen now it has the latest one. If you look at the top, it's an extra 15%. Actually, you can get 20% if your the order the total of the order is more than probably $50. So that's on top. It's in addition, you can get buy one, get one free. It's often happened to vitamin section in Walgreens, or buy one, get one 50% off, right? So, and we have 2,308 items if you want to go through all of them. The key thing is we have a limit of time. If we're doing this ourselves, going through 2,000 items, they're all subjected to 20% side-wide discount. Many of them are buy one, get one free, and with some of them are buy one, get one 50% off. It would take a lot of hours. So just let me give you some idea. We did the test during the software development. If we want to get the maps data for this 2,000 item on average, if you're really, really fast in, with a keyboard shortcuts and, multiple screens, then you take about a minute or two for a single item for you to gather the maps data. Okay. Now, 2,000, you can spend a week just to go through the 2,000 item manually. Okay, so that is the challenging with current manual sourcing. Now, last but not the least is the another one, very popular one for people selling shoes like myself. Nike, because it stopped providing inventory to many of the smaller retailer or distributor. Now they and Nike try to sell shoes through its own store, in addition to all the outlets. And so that means it constantly have sales going on. And the sales is usually very good. So for example, in this case, right now, it just happened. On top of the sales, it has additional extra 20% off on top of the sales. And right now, I'm looking at the men's running shoes alone. We have 116. Now, again, going through 116, getting the maps data. That's easily 2 hours. Just go through them, right? But without going through them, how do you know which ones are profitable? So without the tool, basically you're limited to, okay, if I have 3 hours today, to look through as many store as possible, going through as many sales and promotion as possible, you can kind of see you are very limited in terms of how many leads you can go by within the 3 hours. Now, if we want to go through Target, Kiehl's, Ulta, Walgreens, Nike, if you sell multiple in multiple category, so I just show you 5 unique categories and 5 unique store, then you don't go through many, right? So that's where the software comes in. So what's going to happen is, with the software, then we are going to bring in the Amazon data, which is the maps, and the display, as I showed earlier, directly below each of the product you see on the screen right now. Okay. Um, so that means when you look at, by the time you load this page, and then the data within second, it will be showing up, and you can see instantly whether a product has potential. For example, can I find a match on Amazon? If yes, then does the store have a stock for me to buy? If it's yes, then you move on. Is it profitable? And then if it's profitable, then I want to see, is Amazon on it? How many FBA seller? And that's enough information for you to say this one has potential. And then I'm going to save it, and then I will take a look at it myself later. That the ability of doing that is to, let's say this one has 226 result. You probably go through 226 within 20 minutes. You shortlist the entire 226 down to probably, let's say, 3 or 5 items really have the potential. You really want to buy them. Now that's within 20 minutes. Now imagine that would take you 2 hours to do at least before. Now within 20 minutes, you go through 226. That means you're not increasing the time you spend on sourcing, but you go through a lot more leads that you can you than you normally would with the extension. That increase your chances of finding way more profitable item within the same time you allocate for sourcing. So that is how it works. Okay. So now we are ready to go through them, and but now back to the this one. Right now, let me refresh the screen. And before, I want to show you actually how the our software kicks in. You can see the data yourself. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when you come to, let's say you come to the first stop, it's you're going to go through 5 store today, which is Target, Kiehl's, Ulta, Walgreens, and Nike. Okay. Now, to do that, you as I mentioned, you come to a store, and with no Target, it's being supported by the extension. Now, you need to enter the information of the sales and promotion. So we know Target right now is buy one get one 50% off. We enter 25%. That's what buy one get one 50% comes down to. And then we say gift card, because if you're a red card member, you get 5% every time. Okay. And then right now today, I think cashback discount cashback of 2%. Now you enter everything here. And so for every store, every day, you want to come to this page and make changes, because sales and promotion constantly changing for a different store. But there's a 2 more setting you want to do, but this is usually just time setting. And then once you set, then it's done, unless you want to change later. Go ahead.
I'm not showing any pop-ups on where you enter in that information. Are you showing that right now?
Oh, yes, I click the icon. There's a drop-down menu, and are you not
Okay,
seeing?
it's not showing on there, so it might be suppressed with the video settings. But for those that are watching, what you're missing, because he showed me this the other day, is there is a drop-down menu that you go and you put that information.
Okay.
into.
Tina, can you help me to stop sharing so I can change to probably switch to window setting?
You
It will
can
be
start, you can, yeah, you can restart your screen sharing. And then after you show how the extension works, how to actually run it on a site, we do have several questions that people
okay.
want answered once you show us actually how you get it to run and go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we
Um,
that up.
I'm not familiar with the. How do I stop the screen sharing? Where's the button?
Down below you, there's that present button.
Oh,
Below like our faces that you see, you should have present.
I have it in full screen, so I don't even see that.
Oh yeah, remove full screen so you can see it again.
Okay, so how do I remove full screen from the?
There should be a little box in the bottom right-hand corner that says exit full screen.
Um,
You might have to hover over.
yeah, I'm using a Mac, so when I hit down below, and actually, are you able to stop the
It's not sharing anymore.
um? I mean, can you help me stop sharing so I can
It is
see?
stop sharing. There
It did
is no
stop
sharing.
sharing. You're not
Oh,
sharing.
oh, okay. Let me see.
So find the tab that is StreamYard, and then within that tab of StreamYard, down below, there's a present button.
Okay, let me see if I can find where's the StreamYard. Hmm. All right, let me go back to. Oh, okay. It's open on my tab somewhere. Okay.
Yep.
I'm learning it. So thanks for your patience. I'm going to do the share screen again, and then this time I will select entire screen.
That might do
And
it.
so that will be entire screen. Okay.
All right, we gotcha.
All right. So let me see. Just go back to target.
Yep.
And then if I
Your
click
extension.
create,
There you go. Now we can see it.
without your help, I wouldn't be, I have no idea. People are not seeing this. Okay. Now
This is where we fill in our 25% and then our Target gift card of 5%. We saw that.
all right. So so the kind of a one-time setting will be the two setting right here on the left side, the profit setting and matching criteria. So profit setting, that means we look at something. We want to account for all the fees we're going to pay. We have to pay anyway, right? So currently I'm using a default setting, but you can create your custom version. So default setting is I assume you have your item when you ship to Amazon, it's heavy enough to come down to at least like less than dollar a pound, but I put 75 cents a pound. And then if you want to sell everything within 3 months anyway, so I put in 3 months of Amazon storage fee. And if either you prep yourself or you have a prep center prep the item for you, it's going to cost you money. It's $1.50, which is not terribly low, and I think it's kind of a reasonable $1.50 per unit. So your time is not free if you prep yourself. But for me, let me try to use the custom because in addition to the top three, what I like to do, giving all the fee increases, I bake in 15% additional as a buffer, right? So once this is set, as you go through and run the profit calculation on anything, then in the back of my mind, I know I have 15% baked into it. Psychologically, I'm happy. In reality, I'm probably I'm making more profit than I think, so which is good. So this is a one-time setting. So right now I'm going to choose a custom, and then one of the things that software want to help you would be to say, okay, set your own criteria as you go through different product. If the criteria you set here are met, then it will give you a green thumbs up and telling you, hey, this is the item definitely you want to save and then look deeper into it. Okay. So I'm using a default right now. It's up to 200K in BSR, minimum $3 profit. Probably right now, you need to do more. and then the margin and ROI. So I'm going to create a new one. Uh, so let's say I'm going to queue
Games.
items. Okay. And so you can see this is mine. So I'm going to set it, hey, instead of a 200, I want to set 100K, up to 100K in BSR. Profit at least 8. I don't want to go any lower than that now. The margin, I can, let's say I want to go Y, say 8% margin. ROI, I say I check out, cast the net Y at 20% to see what I can find. So, and then this is the toggle switch to turn on this custom criteria. Okay. So that's it. And then the next one will be for you to see all the website, the extension currently support. I just want to point out that I'm using a development version, which will be rolled out early next week, which will be 1.4.1 or 2. So for example, you want to say Sierra, it will pop up. You want to shop WSS, will pop up like that. Okay, REI, and basically all the store can be grouped into two type, UPC or non-UPC. What that means is some of the store will provide us with a UPC, and we would love to get those UPC and use that to find the perfect match on Amazon, because most of the product on Amazon has a UPC attached to it, and that's how we'll be able to find the perfect match very quickly. However, even on Amazon, sometimes you can, in some cases, an item do not have a UPC or even have the wrong UPC. So that's just with Amazon. But also on the other side, some of the store, like for example, Sierra, this one is non-UPC. So what do we do with it? So we will normally would do a image search and title search in order to find the match. But instead of manually doing that, the first round of the image search and title search will be done automatically when you look at the item in the store. So I'm going to show you in just a bit, so that now you know there's two type of store, UPC store and non-UPC store. And so you see all of them right here. Okay, for your convenience, if in case you wonder which one are supported, you don't have to go back to the website and see the list of the store it supports. And the setting, you don't need to do anything. Just take my advice. Don't do anything. Just leave it as it is. So that is all that is to it. Every time you come to the discount, and then you set whatever is necessary. Now we are ready to turn on the extension. Okay. So the switch is right there. So every time you come to a new store, for example, come to Kiehl's, let's say you enter the discount, or anytime during your research, you come into this place and change anything, it will automatically disable the extension. And then until you finish all the changes, then you turn it back on. Just save you the time to say, you want to apply the new configuration or changes to take effect in the next step when you continue your research. Okay, so right now we're ready. We enter all the information on discount and promotion for Target. Let me turn it on. Let me scroll up a little bit so that you can see that it works in action. So we turn it on. It will reload the page because it applied the new configuration. You can see the things moving at the bottom. So you can see the data box I'm referring to. You can see it's already been placed under each of the product on the first row. The first one, we do not have anything because the Target has this sponsor ad injected into it. Even though in this case, it's still buy one, get one 50% off. But whenever we see a sponsor ad, we just skip it. Usually it's not on sale. But this is an exception. So as promised, if you scroll down, you can see the data box is being injected already as we speak. I'm speaking slowly. Then it's working on this one. It's going to come. Let me refresh the screen, and you can see the blue bubble. That's how it pops up. And as you scroll down, the information will continue to come until it finished giving you the data for each product on this page. Now let me scroll back and take a look at what happened here. I have to kind of zoom out in order for you to see the store product as well as the data box. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. So you can see this one will give you the visual confirmation. Even though Target support UPC, this is the perfect match. But you still have the power to see visually double check, right? So it looks the same, and then you look at the title, they match with whatever. The store usually have a shorter title. Amazon has it's longer, the title. And so you already see this is the perfect match. So let's take a look at the rest of the maps data for this particular board game. So let me enlarge it. Okay. So for the matching part, actually, it's more than just the image and the title match. We'll also provide you with the brand and manufacturer information. You want to make sure that it's correct, not something funky name like generic, which give us a lot of trouble, some seller. And then you can see, because it's UPC, we capture it and display it for you and the correct matching
It's
ASIN.
interesting that Candyland next to it is branded as generic and manufacturers unbranded, yet they used the UPC.
Yeah, so this is a very helpful. This is a very, thank you, Tina. This is the perfect example. I didn't expect to see this, but now don't buy this one because it's going to be causing you a problem. Okay. And let's go back to this one. So you want to make sure so those are the matching, and another one would be it's in the correct category, right? This is a toy, and so it's not shoes or garden or tool improvement. It's in the toy and games category. So those are the matching part of it, right? If you see this item and the target right now, it's in stock. If you still want to confirm whether it really has in stock, and you can kind of click the check store stock button here. Basically, it will open up the individual product page. This is for you to make sure 100% it has anything available for shipping, not just for pickup, and then it has whatever quantity you'll be able to buy, up to 5 at the moment. Okay, so because that is the A in the MAPS data acronym. Now let's look at the profit. Okay, this part is you can see it's all the profit. It takes a big part in the data box. So I'm going to show you. Number one, the profit is not profitable based on we include all the discount and promotion. Right, this is the buy one get one 50% off with the 5% red card discount and 2% cashback. So you can mouse over the profit so you can see the entire breakdown, right? So you're not making profit if you're buying it, selling at $9.99 on Amazon. And over here, there are a couple choices. We'll give you a few choices just to compare, right? The current lowest FBA, FBM price and buy box price. You have a good idea. We're pulling sometime if the 90 days available, then we will show that too. So again, this very quick glance just to make sure gauge whether it has potential. That's it. And over here, you can see the 25% we set up in the configuration menu earlier. You can click it to disable, to remove it. And the profit it will adjust accordingly. You can see now it's negative 1010. If you apply it, it will, now it's up, it reduced the red number. And you can say remove it, and then you can add it back in by just toggle by clicking it. And also you can give you the flexibility to change it. Let's just say buy one, get one free, it's 50% off. Then you can do that too. If you click this one, it will go back to the original 25% we had in the setup manual. And over here, you can, of course, you can change the buy cost. If you see something additional, you can change that and revert to the original. And you got the ROI here, a margin here. Obviously, those are lower than our matching criteria. You will not see the green thumb up right here on the box. Okay, so that's the and then that's the profit. It's not profitable. Usually, you just stop right here. You're not going even further into checking the sellability data. But let's assume that it's profitable. So you want to the next step, you find the perfect match. Store has stock for you to buy, and it's profitable. Then you want to take a look at, can you sell it at that price for a profit? Obviously, we love the keeper data, right? So that's why I put it right here to ask you to force you, if you if I may, you have to check the keeper data. So this is a small keeper data. And if you hover over it, a larger version will be displayed on the side, lower left or right hand corner. In early next week, we are going to double whatever the bigger image, twice as big as of right now. So just for you to, it will be easier on your eyes to read it. But the idea with a more keeper data built in is to let you quickly see a couple things. Number one is Amazon on it. We look for the orange. In this case, yes. And then we can see the trending sales price in the past 365 days if it has such data. You can see the trending is the red, without even looking at the actual number or reading the text. So you can kind of a quick glance whether the price is stable, is Amazon on it, and is the sales rank in green that actually fluctuating, that I mean selling, right? So that's, and then you can see on top, can you sell it? Are you restricted? Right now it's sell new, you're not restricted, right? And so those are the two pieces of the information related to sellability already. Now, let me go down to see if we have anything um,
But
there in.
the red
Oh,
highlighted box makes it really quick to scan.
yeah,
That they're all negative, that you're not making money. So it does
yeah,
make it quick for an eye scan to look for that green box at the bottom.
exactly. So right now, actually, even though disappointing, but we don't see any green profit. But
No.
that's how the beauty of the software is. It helps you by eliminate those that you do not want. Like in this case, those are not profitable, even with the discount. Then 226 item by method of the elimination, whatever is left is the one that's profitable. You want to look further.
Now, Quincy,
That's
if you don't mind, I'd like to look at Nike, because one thing I'm curious about is,
okay.
because with shoes, there's so many variations with sizes. Um, do, does this software, when it's scrubbing Amazon, break it down by the profitable shoe size?
Yes. So I will go to that. That's a perfect question with a item with variation. So I would like to finish the whatever's there more to the data box that will carry over to Nike. Okay, is that okay?
Yep.
Okay. So let's say assume this one is the because we're looking at the page live, so we do not see any item with a profitable, but we want to finish, let you know, let's say in case this item is profitable. So we want to, in addition to the keeper, in addition to know that I'm not restricted, we want to see more sellability data, which you click right here, see more data. And we hide it because if it's not profitable, probably you do not want to move on to see any additional sellability data anyway, right? So that's the logic behind it. So if we click it, so we drop down more information. The number one is the offer count, showing you what this means is you want to see the offer count constantly changing, right? So that means people, seller are selling out their inventory and new sellers are coming in. This is a good sign. If it's a flat, probably you'll wonder, is the item selling at all, right? And then let me enlarge it a little bit. Below, you will see the rating and review for this particular product. More review, the better. Higher the rating, the better. Have you sold this before? Do you have any on-hand inventory right now? And then the keep presenting you with the sales rank drops 30 day, 90 day, and 180 day. We will be adding the additional data very soon because Amazon right now on many products starting to show the number of units sold in the past 30 days. We're going to get that data, put it right here, just to help you to understand how fast an item is being sold on Amazon right now. And of course, we want to show you whether Amazon is on the listing, how many FBA and how many FBM seller on it right now. And the bottom one is just additional information. I can show you it at a different time, but there's a follow the rabbit trail information. So as you can see, by clicking the see more data, you can see more sellability data, and then you can click and close it. Okay. So now this is for target. You can see how quickly that the data are coming in, and then how quickly you can go through 200 of them very quickly by method of elimination. Now, kills, okay? So kills, buy one, get one 50% off. Buy one, get one free, not 50% off. And additional, I don't know, I don't see it.
5%. It was additional 25%.
25%. Okay, so let's, we reload this page. That means they, because the account, you can see on the right, over here, the icon is green. That means the store is supported. And then the okay, you see the data. Aha, the green thumbs up. So that's the criteria. And then I can show you. You can see Q items. Here's my criteria matching, and green thumb up. We love it. So this is a perfect example. Wow. Actually, today, if you go there, buy it, it will be profitable, right, everyone?
Yeah, we love free leads.
Yeah, so you can see, my goodness, almost $30 in profit. Now I'm talking about putting in 15% buffer, and that's if you look at the pop-up, the breakdown under the row where it says other, it's $5.48. So that potentially, if the item didn't get returned, that's $5.48 add to the 27.81 you see in the green profit box. That is put you over $30 in profit per item.
Right.
This is crazy, right? Obviously, ROI 76%, margin 30%. Those are the things that we're looking at, right? And then the one next to it, same thing. Now, we don't want to spend more than 30 seconds on each item. When you see the maps data makes sense, right? It's perfect match because this is a UPC site. And then you can see, the brand manufacturer looks good in the right category, beauty. And then image looks same, title looks like the same one. Now this one has a variation. I have to caution you, okay? Because it has multiple, it has 3 variation, and the data box itself, when it comes to like the question you asked earlier about Nike, when any item, shoes or beauty item has a variation, you need to be careful to see, making sure we can only pull one. For example, this is 3.4 ounces, the
Right.
biggest. So of course it will usually cost more to buy, and so we can only pick one variation and use that for the display. So you need to come in, it's likely going to be a variation. When you see the profit is huge, then you want to make sure the correct variation is being selected for calculation. Okay, so that's the only thing that you need to pay attention to. Now let's assume there's no variation. This is the only profit we're looking at. It looks like this one is 3.4. Okay, so it looks like it is profitable. It is on the Amazon right now. It's $82, right? Okay, and then you can look at the keeper charts. Over here, it dropped down a little bit. Okay, so but you can see that right here is $82. Potentially can be higher, right? The original price, it can be, according the list price looks above, is 130. So this one definitely you want to save it. And let me see, we click the see more data. Whoa, okay. So this is a nice thing, nice graph we want to look at, make sure there's a lot of sales going on. And then we can look at all the other sellability data. I'm going to show you right here. You can see, earlier I mentioned this, but I didn't show you yet. Additional Amazon listing, there are 2 of them, because right now it detects on Amazon, there are 2 separate listings of the same item. So potentially you can buy and sell on both listing. I don't know yet, but you want to see what those two listings are, including this one. So you can click the icon right there. It will open a new tab and take you to Keepa. And Keepa, the information is very, very comprehensive. So you can see these are the two items. This is the one we saw earlier, and there's another one. For example, it has a Japanese is the title. Cool. So there are two different listings of the same item. Okay, so that's just a rapid trail information for you to look at very quickly. If you click that and you see there's a number other than 0. Okay. Now,
sorry to interject, but the serum is not at the 50% off, unfortunately. I'm on the website.
Yeah, right. So right now at the moment they're limited. I was just using the bestseller as an example. So if you go back, buy one get one free, only limited to a select number of product. So at the moment, for demonstration purposes, I want to show you a profitable item if that discount apply to this particular one. So as Lucy mentioned, this is not applicable to this one, but it show you what the software is able to do for you. So let's say I like this one. Okay, so you can leave a note. Or if you don't leave a note, as soon as you type in a note, it should be save the changes. You basically change this heart icon to red. So what that means, you save it for your record so you can look at it later. And how do you find what you save? You click this icon and it will take you to your account dashboard. And that's where all the item you source, you research so far, it will show up right here.
I like that it gives you the store link and there's your note that you like it.
Yes, and then so you can set up sub user if you have a VA or yourself. You can come in later. You can set up sub user account, allow them to come in
into your VA lead sheet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So synchronize the real time synchronizing with your account dashboard. So you do the same thing. Everything you do right here, it will sync up with your dashboard. If everything you remove from here, it will be removed from your dashboard.
Okay.
So with that, make it so much easier. So now you can go down. You can see the maps data at a quick glance. By the time, I guess at this point, your speed going through all the item is limited by you as a person, not the data anymore. So as you you need to scroll down. It continue to display the data. Now, one thing about the software is that because we extract so many data in a very short period of time, sometimes the website itself, which we cannot control, they will kind of wonder if it's a robot software doing all of this, which is in fact it is a software extracting the UPC from the store, and then we pull the information and we put it there. As if you do scroll down too quickly, sometimes the store depends on the defense mechanism. It might pop up with a message saying that, "Are you a human?" And then they give you the little thing that you need to do to say, "Yes, I am a human." Right? So that happened, but that's
doing robotic things.
Oh, yeah. But with the Kios, this one has no problem. So it has how many items we saw earlier? Okay, so now as you can see, as you scroll down, the data, oh, wow, okay. As I speak, it just continue to throw it at me, right? So, okay. Now, there's another, in case that even though we have a UPC, but for whatever reason, we couldn't find the perfect match on Amazon, even though with a UPC, it's either Amazon on that particular item do not have a UPC, which is not uncommon. So in that case, what else can we do? Then we'll give you the option to do a image matching and title matching, right? So instead of having you come over here to highlight the, I can show you what happened. I'm using a ref seller. If you're using a seller M, would be very similar. So you say, okay, I want to highlight the title. I want to serve based on the title, I want to pull in the Amazon data. You can see over here, we try to visually matching this way, right? So that would take you, you right click, select whatever tool that you're using, and then you bring up this panel. And then once you're done, you kind of, you want to put it away, and then you go through it. If you want to see another case like this, we cannot find the perfect match using UPC, you have to right click again and do the thing, which is kind of a taking time, but we take care of that for you. As you can see, without you doing anything, lifting a finger, this, the title matching and um, image matching is already done. First round, you can see the potential over here. You try to find the item right here, right? So let me make it a little bit. Okay. So you go through this one. Does it look like it? Maybe it's in the box. Does it look like this? This? So you can go through. They give you all the potential matching, so you can visually see. Let's say, assuming this one may be the right one, you, instead of you hover over, this box will pop up. But if you click it, you can see the familiar data box will pop up. Okay. If you say, oh, probably this is not the one, you go back. You try this one again. You click it, and then you can go back. Now, if you're still not happy, you want to create a new title and search for the new title. Here's what you do. You deselect this orange text. Now instantly you have a new title. So the new title, reading from left to right, is all the orange highlighted text. And then you search. Then give you a new set of the result. You can see, right? And then you will come back here, you search again. Now you go back to the original one. So all you're doing the title and image search all in one box without leaving the page, without, back and forth between Amazon page, between the panel open up on the right hand side and all that. None of that. We just solve that with this method. What do you think?
I love that
I think
part.
it's cool.
That's really nice, because if you do that, and same with the other where you can see other things, you can then find bundles together, shampoo, conditioners,
Absolutely.
different
Exactly.
things like that. That's what
Yes.
I like, is the rabbit trails.
Yes. So Lucy, you're doing bundle. This is the perfect case. Whatever mention the name or something, it's a part of a bundle. You
Mhm.
search for this one, and then you'll be able to potentially you see the bundle right there without going to Amazon and look at it, right? So that's the convenient. That's the time saving there. It's all about time saving. This software does. Now let's go to Alta. Alta is uniquely, as we know today, it's non-UPC. So that means it would take a little extra time for you or your VA to dig through, go through the process. And by the way, so now you can see, right? Because it's non-UPC, then you can see the title match already found that right there for you. But you can see it's approval required. Okay, so hopefully I can get auto approve. But so here's the one thing I want to point out too. When you see approval required, the three different status you can see. One is sell new, green. That means you are not restricted. The second one is approval required. That means potentially you might be able to get auto ungate if you go through, you click through in the Seller Central. Or it would say restricted. That means don't bother to even go to Seller Central and try to get auto ungated, because it will say the brand now it just not accept new application. So don't go there anymore. So just pay attention to that. So this is looks like the perfect match. Then you click, and then you will see that okay, now you have hazmat, and then you can try to get approved, and same thing, similar information, all in your fingertips without doing much of the clicking. Now, if you have a VA, this is the perfect tool for them, because they will love it. Because not only, let's say you ask the VA every day, you give me 8 profitable leads, and then now with the tool, the VA is able to go through at least 20 times more leads for you every day without increasing his time, then the chance you're finding more than 8 profitable products is now it's much higher. Your VA will really appreciate you. So Walgreen, Walgreen is the one that people, well, I love Walgreen, right? So, but one thing we need to be careful is Walgreen has a lot potentially with this kind of a product. Multi-packs is quite common, right? So you need to be careful because the extension software only pick one of the you can pick one variation if it's a multi-pack. And so sometimes you see the profit too good to be true. That's when you need to pay attention to make sure it's a single pack or multi-pack. Now, it's a good best practice. When we come to a place like Walgreens has 2,000 items subjected to particular sales, we want to narrow it down from 2,000 units to make it more manageable, right? Like a 100 or 200. So Walgreens has a built-in filtering on the left side. I would recommend people to say, okay, I only want to make sure I can buy the item they can ship to me, make sure the shipping is selected. And then I only want to see item that is in stock. That means it's part of the maps data. You want to have the item available for you to buy, right? So by doing that, you can effectively often narrow down the number of the unit that you need to go through. Okay, so that's just one tip there. Now, Walgreens again, you can see the familiar data box being injected under each product, and all the information is keep going down. The data is already there for you. It's a matter how fast you scroll down. So you become the bottleneck, which wow, that is the I cannot help with that, right? So same thing. We combine if we cannot find something using the UPC, then we switch to title search and image search and present you with the first round of the result. So that's all time saving. Now let's move on to Nike. You've been waiting for Tina. Okay. All right. Nike has 118. As you quickly go through, the data has already been loaded. Man, there's a lot of profitable item. I'm telling you right now. So, uh, so you can see. Look, this one. You're looking at. You can see there's a variety different color, right? And the software cannot show you the data with every variation. So we pick one. For example, this one. We pick this one, right? We pick this one of the colors. So the key thing when it comes to shoes or clothing, typically with a lot of variation, instead of showing you all the variation, which is really bog down your processing speed, and that's not the goal of the extension, right? So it basically tell you, okay, number one, does this shoes Amazon has any potential listing? Because the answer is yes, because this is the same shoe but a different variation. We'll use that, and then if it's the same shoe, then how much this shoes is selling on Amazon? You have the idea right now for this particular one, it's selling at more than $200. Now, how likely other variation, if we found on Amazon, like the variation right here, will be selling? You kind of already have initial idea, right? So the point with the software is, does it have a potential? If it has a potential, you save it. That's the approach. So do not spend too much time going through right now to see which variation you want to buy right now, even though you can, right? So what's going to happen is in the next 10 to 15 minutes, you spend just on this shoe alone. Now, don't forget, you have 118. Who knows? Maybe the other one has a better, lower sales rank as less people are on it. You don't want to miss that, right? Even though this one looks really good, but the one next to it may be even better. So you want to spend the time to go through all 118 if you can, as fast as possible. Okay. Does that help, Tina, with your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go through them, I can see more green than red. This is a great sales. I mean, at this now, right? So okay, so I always go ahead at least $17. I know I have a 15% buffer built into it. and I want to take a look at now how many I have saved on my dashboard. And I'm happy to say now, for example, I have 18 record to go through. Now, that compared to hundreds of the leads you already processed, 18 probably more than your budget can buy. Depends how many you can buy today. Okay, so that's the idea. Now let's go to Vital Cost. Okay, so it's another very popular site that people can find multi-packs doing replan. So again, for every one of them, you want to kind of making sure you have all the. Right now, there's a 30% for a particular for this brand,
Mm-hmm.
and cashback. I can see the retail me not. It's a 10% cashback. So you want to put that in. Okay. So I always encourage people to make it a discipline to find discounted gift card and use cashback. And instead of considering, I just icing on the cake, I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. No. At the end of the year, you will be surprised and very happy. You see, you have a couple $1,000 in additional. Go on a vacation, just do whatever you want, right? So those are free money. You get them. Okay. So now you can see we have how many items? 22. How many items are profitable?
There's a couple right there, the bottom
Uh,
four.
say 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm not looking in detail whether it's
Right.
pack or anything yet. Okay, but I want to save them first, and then so I have 5. Okay, so let's take a look at it. So at the same time, my VA Sandy is going through this thing to say, hey, you're saving everything right here for me to see. I would say yes, please go through all of them right now. And this one is let's say this week.
It's nice that you can sort your leads for a time frame as well.
Yeah. Okay. So this one, what you're looking at is very minimalistic, very basic. However, we're working on the improvement as we speak. So soon you'll be seeing a more comprehensive, more capability what you can do within the account dashboard. We just scratch the surface with the software right now, but we want to make sure we get as many store 100 into your hand first, and then we can always improve on everything else. So that is the idea of another one would be Walmart, right? So Walmart, you have tons of people love Walmart, and it's so big, and then people just say go. I mean, when you're working on try to look through the beef jerky, somebody else is looking through other things, toys, and other grocery. And the same thing right here, you can see um, as fast as you can scroll down the screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast we can help you eliminate what you don't like.
Yeah, it definitely is a lot faster than manual searching.
Another one that I want you to know, you can open multiple tabs at the same time, right? So while one is loading, you can load the other one, and then you can go back and then starting to go through them. Now, this is only limited by how much your Amazon account API bandwidth allow you. So for every account, Amazon allocate a certain bandwidth for you to use for us to pull the data. If we're giving you right now 3 people, including the seller and two sub-user, either your VA or domestic staff, 3 people can use the extension at the same time. So the only thing you need to be concerned about is how much bandwidth are you able to maximize the bandwidth. When you get to that point, you can see it will starting to slow down because Amazon will based on the limit, they will say, okay, you already pull enough, let's slow down a little bit. So that's the only downside, right? So just keep that in mind. If the same thing, if you are the only one using the tool, but you open too many store at the same time, you can see the data loading starting to slow down. So that's what happened. It's nothing wrong with the software. It's limited by the API limit set by Amazon. Just keep that in mind. Okay. Now you can see right now we are. Let me point you to a little future. Well, what is to come, um, which is exciting. Number one, we're adding more stores. So by May, we should have 100. By that time, again, probably 80% of the lead list, OA leads out there are coming from those 100 store, like Walmart, Target, different Ulta, Walgreens. Um, that's the first thing. Number two, when people are doing online sourcing, there are likely three places they're switching back and forth. Number one is what you see, the store product page. And then number two, it's the store individual product page. Earlier, this is the catalog page, right? Seeing multiple product. And then this one only show one product. And then the third one, it will be, if you click the title, the Amazon title, it will take you to the Amazon. So those are the three places you will likely visit. Now, the future improvement or additional feature would be when you see the data box on this page, we will bring the same data from the data box over to the individual page. Okay, so let's say you have the data from the data box you saw earlier, then you can make a decision right now, right here, right? Another one would be, let's say you are on the Amazon page. We'll bring that data box over here. The store information will be displayed on this page as well. So the idea would be you don't have to minimize drastically the need to go switching back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so just a brief, what is to come. No more store will be added, more feature will be added, and I mentioned earlier, the account dashboard will be upgraded as well. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the presenting the a quick overview of what the software
It was
do.
very thorough. Thank you. We have a few questions if you don't mind answering them.
Oh, I'm happy to answer.
Rena wanted to know, he wasn't sure if he missed this. Does the software have all the cash back on it, or do we need to input which one we use?
That's a great question. So right now you enter yourself because but in the future, that's a part of the plan, is to automatically populate the highest discounted gift card you can find based on a selection of the gift card vendor. For example, Raise, Card Cash. If you have a preference, then we can kind of create a setting, allow you to say, I only want cashback from this particular vendor. And then if we have it, then we will put that in. If you don't have any preference, we simply put the high on that particular day, highest discounted gift card rate you can get. Same thing for the cashback. But for the time being, you kind of have to enter them yourself.
Okay, and then our next question is from Nate. He wanted to know if there was a discount for trying it out.
Um, Well, love discounts. Of course, I will give you the discount. So when you subscribe, there will be a 7-day free trial built into it, so you can give it a quick spin to see if there's something you really like. Does it have the store that you want to source from? And after that, because we're running a special, because the opportunity that Lucy and Tina allow me to share that with you. And for anyone who is interested, after the trial, when you find it, you really like it, um, I can give you a 35% discount if you sign up before the end of the month. So currently it's $99 a month, and with the 35% discount, it comes down to about 64 or $70, something like that. Now, once you played it for a while, if you really like it, you want to lower your investment even further, I have a yearly option you can switch to, which give you a 50% discount. So basically, it's if you pay upfront yearly, it would be just $49.50. So I hope that will satisfy you as want to give this software a try.
Okay, and the next question is, I showed up late and might have missed it, but is this a Chrome extension?
Yes, it is a Chrome extension coupled with the your unique account dashboard, where all your save favorite leads will be managed.
And then the next question is this just for online arbitrage?
Actually, yes or no. Mainly, it is developed for people doing online arbitrage. If you take a look at this data box, it looks quite similar to what you see on your mobile phone when you're using a mobile scanning app when you are doing RA in the store. In fact, actually, I think it's a great idea for people. Let's say you're so used to RA, right? You're so used to Scan Power or Scoutify or any other mobile scanning app. You're so used to looking at the data on the screen with a particular application. Now, here's the thing. We kind of a study Scoutify, Scan Power, and the data presented on the screen. The unique thing about doing RA using the tool is that when you're standing in the store, you're looking at an item, you scan the UPC and you look at the data, it has very similar approach as this software because you need to make a buying decision right there on the spot within second, whether you want to buy this or not. So the data presented on your phone, we need to be enough data for you to make that buying decision to put the item in the shopping cart. So that's what the software is doing. If you're doing RA, you'll be very happy to see a very similar interface. Now you can do it online, right? Let's say you go to a TJ Maxx, right? You go to a Marshall, which are supported by the extension anyway. So you've been doing RA in those two stores, then you can come into the online store without going to the actual physical store. You can see the similar item. I can even, if you want, if people want, I can put a a UPC code right there inside the data box. Let's say right above the Kiba graph is. If you want to use your mobile app, let's say you're using Scan Power, then you can use that app from your phone, scan the UPC code display on the screen, and pull up the data that way, and you can look at all the data you're so familiar with on your phone and make a buying decision. So to answer your question, it is for mainly for OA, but for RA people, it will work equally well because now with OA, you open up to a lot more, 100 times more store that you can have access to, and with a potential profitable lead for you to source.
And then our next question is from Melinda. She wanted to know, can this be used on any store?
Right now, we have to work with each store we add to the database. So short answer is no. But here's a workaround, right? There are tools out there work with any store. So while we're working on to adding the next milestone to reach 100 store, so that will be enough for anyone to find enough product. But if happen that your particular honey hole store is not yet supported, here's what you can do. Let's say we go to a particular one. Let's say what is the one that let's say Victoria. Let's say we'll go to this one. Okay. Let's say this particular one, I'm not sure even it has any is suitable. But let's say we go to this particular store and we look at a specific product, and then it is about the light mail, right? So let's say this one you source from this particular store, but it's not yet supported by the extension. If you have a ref seller or a seller M, you can still to be able to do search for it by you say highlight the title, and then you search using I'm using ref seller, right? By title search, you can find potential match this way. It's a manual. It takes longer, but it's available in your hand. That work with any store. Okay.
And then one last question is, can we scan by just store name, or does it have to be a sale page?
So this has to do, first you decide what store. Number one, I would come to the extension, right? So unless you already have a particular store in mind, then you come into the supported store pay section, and you can search for, let's say you want to search for web store. Okay, webstorm store, then you can see it's supported. If you cannot find it, that means it's not supported. Or if you go to a particular store that is not supported, let's say we go to a Evil. Is it Evil? Yeah, particular one. We're going to be supporting soon. Okay, you can see the icon right here. It's blue. Blue means that you're currently logged into the account dashboard because it is required. It has to log in order to use the extension. But when you see a blue instead of a green icon right here, like over here, you can see the icon, it's green. Green means that you're logging into your account, and then the store you're looking at is supported by the extension. But if you come to a store that is not currently supported, you can see a blue icon. Okay. So I hope that answered the question.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We have a couple more, just real quick. Is Dollar Tree going to be on the realm for being on the extension?
Let me see. Right now,
I didn't see it on the
I
web
think
page.
I think it's already on the. It's one of the 100 store we're going to be adding soon.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And then the other thing that I just wanted you to touch on real quick is you went to the seller meetup in Florida, and if you want to give just a few seconds on that, I was curious how that went.
Okay. It's the Miami Seller Conference, and in the past weekend, it was a last minute decision for me to go, and surprisingly, I found some of the popular seller or service provider there. They were there also because of the last minute thing, right?
Right.
So why I went to Miami Seller Conference. Now, number one, this a group of young people, Amazon seller, they I never interact with before, and their style, their approach, the vibe, it's very different than the group I used to be with. Um, so I went there and I have no expectation. So expect the unexpected, right? And this young, a lot of speakers, they are young and they also active on social media platform, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. And one big thing I want to kind of think about it is because the latest Amazon influencer program. To do that, I have to get approved, accepted. So I need the have a social media following in order to get approved, and that's why that's one I want to see if I can get some insight from the conference. And number two, I know there's a lot of booksellers present in the conference. I sold books back in 2014. Things has changed over time. So I want to get the latest upgrade because with my current OA operation and with 80% in shoes and clothing, my profit is stable. And I want to say, okay, now I have the time. I want to add book right back in, but should I or should I not? What's the latest change? Because I do a lot Amazon to Amazon flips, but except books, because I'm not quite sure what's the latest, right? So
Yeah.
if I can find books on Amazon and resell on Amazon, then potentially there will be additional income stream. So that's another reason. And then And then I never been to Miami. Right? So so those are the reasons I went. So here's the result. I got the answer for what I have in mind. Number one, books. And after talking to them, seeing what's available, get updated, and I kind of come to the conclusion, because I never thought about counterfeit book before, and I'm concerned about it because I don't seem to have any control on the counterfeit books, even though you can focus on different category. But whenever it comes down and looking for proof that this is authentic, I kind of defenseless. So what happened is one of the one of the speakers and big book seller, I asked him what happened if you has it happened to you, and then he mentioned, yeah, after selling thousands of books, used books, and he had three incidents that Amazon with a counterfeit. The Amazon looking for evidence of selling uh, legit, genuine books, used book, and in all three incidents, he couldn't do anything. Basically, just wait 180 days, wait for the complaint from the account health dashboard to go away. When I heard that, I was like, oh man, this is not a very good position for me. If I can 100% control where I source my product, I want to be able to have something to defend myself, right?
Yeah.
So now come down to the idea would be, if I want to sell books, I will only buy books from Amazon LLC itself and resell on Amazon, because Amazon's book is brand new and then it's 100% legit. And I know with firsthand experience, when I show Amazon's receipt,
Yeah.
right?
One would think. That would
Yeah.
be
So,
really
and then
I just don't know how many would be profitable from an Amazon to Amazon flip. I mean, I know we've done some hot toys during Q4, but I don't know if books are profitable.
Yeah, I have to look into it, but now I kind of have the information, and then I know that some new software out there is able to do something with books, but that's another time. But the other one is Amazon influencer program. So I met the Reezy, the very famous YouTuber, and
Yeah, that's crazy.
which is really cool. And he's talked about the Amazon influencer. I have heard and been in a training about what that program is and how to get started and what are the things that we can do with it. I really like it. I think I can scale it after I get in. So he shared his insight. I was taking notes and everything, sitting in the front, right, taking pictures. I'm really a good student, and so that enhanced my knowledge in terms of the Amazon influencer program. So that's the second one. And the third one is, oh man, I met a couple of people that I didn't expect to meet. For example, another list provider very famous in the circle is the OA Cheddar. I met the brother, the Grant, and Taylor, and we had a good time. Um, and then I met the Seller M creator, Al, and his wife, Allison. And the funny thing is, L is a really quiet guy, right? He's the guy, the software, the brain of the creating Seller M. So I met him on Saturday. Well, I met his wife at the entrance to the conference room, and she said, "I saw the T-shirt Seller M." I said, "Oh, are you with Seller M?" She said, "Yes, I'm the wife of Al, and my husband Al is the creator." And she said, I asked her, "Oh, Al, I met Al on the night before in the the casual meetup in the restaurant." And yeah, probably the same L, but different person. But as I walked into the conference room, it was the same L I met the night before. So, and then we had a time to talk and show him that I have a software. Then he immediately asked me, "Oh, is it the same as the Seller M?" I said, "No, no, no. We're not competing, but there's some overlapping in data, but actually we work differently." And so the software will come first, allow you to, identify potential leads, and then you're using Solid M to analyze them, right? So, and they gave me a T-shirt, and ending up I only carry a backpack, right? So I don't even have a room for the t-shirt. And then plus I'm not using Seller M. It kind of doesn't make sense for me to wear a t-shirt with a Seller M's on it. So that's the story. And then another one is the bummer. I know Hereford, Florida usually have a shower in the middle of the day and then very short and then it becomes sunshine again. I miss that shower every day. So when I went out, say, oh, the floor is wet. The ground is red. I mean, it's wet. Where's the ring? So it's all gone. So that was kind of a daily ring chaser, kind of who I am. And I was kind of a disappointed. It was a bummer. And then another one is the about the VA. Okay, so we have the FBA fast track. Tom was as a speaker, and then we have another and what is the other person speaker also talk about the VA. Oh, he's talking about how to come the workaround for the Amazon the placement fee as well as the upcoming low inventory fee and how what's the workaround for that. And for the VA side of it, because I am developing a VA program as we are speaking, because using the lead list and my software and give both of them to the VA is the ideal solution, right? For people who are at the point that they want to grow their business.
Mhm.
Um, so so I learned quite a bit. I already been with a VA since 2014, but it's still an eye-opening to see how other operate their VA program, how they hire, how they sustain the VA, which is always a learning process. And my one of the my passion working with a VA. And so the other workaround for a placement fee increase and the potential low inventory fee increase is to look back into your current process in your business and try to optimize it. For example, you cut down all the fat, all the unnecessary steps in, so to make it. You, if you heard of something called lean
Yep.
process, which is it's a process.
Kaizen, Lean, 5S, all
And
been there, done that.
there you go. Apply the lean process to eliminate the waste in your workflow, which is introduced by Toyota. And potentially you can increase your profit by doing that. So that means the more profit you have, that means you have some to compensate for the increase in fee. Or we cannot avoid, those fee increase because Amazon can do whatever it wants. So we have a way. It's a perfect time for every seller now to look into your current process. I know we're also so very busy buying and selling and all that, but craft out some time to look into your system. Can you optimize it? Can you reduce certain part or make certain other part more efficient? Right? So that is the squeeze more profit out without spending more. Now, because of the placement, the low inventory fee coming up in April 1st, I thank Amazon. Finally, as you know, every complaint, every trouble the Amazon throw at us can potentially be an opportunity. And I see it that way this time with the low inventory fee. Over the years, since 2014, I started with RA in Walgreens, and I switched completely over to OA in late 2014. Ever since then, I'm 100% OA. At I think 5 years ago, I was looking into expand into RA again, but this time hire somebody from a sales tax free state, be the sourcer and prepper, right? But that fell through. Now Amazon this time really give me a good reason to go FBM again because you can avoid the low inventory fee completely, right? So I am well aware of all the benefit that comes with FBM. If I can become self-fulfill, I get into the seller fulfill prime, I get the the Prime, the FBA benefit, and then I can have 100% of my inventory, and with plus any, a list of the benefit. But my biggest problem is the fulfillment part of it. It's time consuming. It takes up my the space, or I have to rent a warehouse. Now, because I run a prep center, now starting next week, we're going to run a pilot program doing FBM. Now, this is the perfect thing, right? I can still source online. I ship it to my prep center. Um, I use two prep center, one in the west, one in the east, so I can increase my sales velocity without doing anything. Now, with the this prep center, I'm going to still ship OA item, and then it's going to do the fulfillment for me. So this is kind of a Amazon push me to this point to starting that, right? I
So
can
you're
send.
using the prep center to be a fulfilled by merchant seller. They're housing your things and fulfilling your merchant orders. Okay.
It's a dream come true. No space in my garage. We need to take up inventory, and then I don't have to do the fulfillment. I just make sure my shipping template and whatever is done properly, right? So especially with shoes, if I have seller fulfillment fulfill Prime, hey, they can't just return any shoes without a restocking fee. I love that, right? After selling shoes for so long. So you see, through the conference, I is a brand new place. I have my question. I set out to look for answer. I have those question answer. I meet the new people, and then see how people are doing in light of the new fees and everything. I met a couple of the new big influencer, and then I was thrilled. I mean, I plan to go back again. Although those young people, you often use the foul language throughout. I don't think it's necessary. But it's just me. Well, I'm okay. I understand. And then I'm there to look for what I want, and I have a chance to demonstrate the software to people who are doing OA over there. So just like I'm demonstrating it to you today, and it's been a fun and a good experience in the Miami Seller Conference. I did last thing. They had the after party on Saturday night, and it's like a couple $100 without dinner included. I was like, what? Not even dinner, just drinking. So, so I didn't get pay for the after dinner after party. I went to a good restaurant, had a good meal, and come back. And then the video guy, and asked me. They said, "Hey, can I do an interview for you for the conference?" I said, "Okay. Here's the thing. If I'm the first one doing the interview, can you get me into the party without the wristband?" And then he said, "Okay, let me do that." So I was the one doing the interview. Yeah, and then afterward, he got me in, and then I mean, everybody in the party can get the guest or whatever two cocktail drinks, right? I say, okay, go ahead and give me an old fashioned. So I got in without having to pay for it, and that's kind of in the middle of it, right? And then I get my free cocktail drinks. So that was pretty fun.
Pretty good hustling. Okay,
All right.
so there's a last couple of things. Is that what you were going to address too as a questions?
Yeah, so we got a couple last questions, and then I just want to show his links really quick and put on there, so then we can wrap this up here. So go ahead, Tina. Hit the question.
So Nate, it says he's trying to download the extension, but having email verify problems. So is there a way he can contact you to straighten that out?
Oh, definitely. I'm on Facebook. If you search for me, and you can find me there, or you can send me on the website, quicklist.com. There's a chat, a chat bot on the lower right hand side. You can send me message there as well. If you want to, you can email me at Quincy at quicklist.com. QikLists.com. Then I will help you.
Okay, and then Reno is asking that 35% that you had said after the 7 days. Is it a code that you use? How does he take advantage of that?
Yeah, we kind of jumped to the live show right away. So I have yet have time to set up the.
So we'll post it in the Facebook group.
Yeah, so we can post it in our Facebook group, Reno.
Yes.
And that was it for questions.
Yeah, let me share the these things just so that you know where to find them and everything. Let's see here. So he is on Gumroad. If you are interested in just like a 1-day lead list, you know, you want to see some things, maybe you don't do enough OA to kind of justify having a monthly program, like that's way too much. Maybe you could just get a couple 1-day sheets. I get those every once in a while with Tina and whatnot. We'll be like, oh gosh, we don't have anything, and we'll just go get an OA sheet when we need it. And then you know, if you look down, he's got his format here. You get quite a few leads for $9, and there's very few people that it goes out to. And then the other links we have already plugged. I believe they're all down in the things. And then I did want to bring up to everybody, if you haven't read this email, the estimated placement fees, Inventory Lab put out an article this week. So we normally would have been talking about this kind of stuff today. So go check that out for Inventory Lab's solution. I have not dived into it yet because it came out, yesterday or the day before. And then go join this Facebook group. Make sure you are over there. And yeah, just check out his quick links if you are interested in upping your OA game. I think that's all of them, right? Facebook.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Quincy. I really appreciate the time you took to go over your software. And I don't know what else to say.
Yes, thank you
for inviting me, and it's a pleasure to meeting finally with Lucy and Tina, and hope that the presentation would be helpful for people doing OA. And I think this is my thing is I still sell. I'm roughly a 6-figure seller. I'm doing a 600K a year, and net 5,000 a month. So that's my goal. I don't intend to sell more, because the reason I'm selling, because I stay in the trenches, so I know the pain point, and so I can, if software is able to solve those pain points, that's what I want to do. So I'm you know, I know the OA games, and then hopefully that the software will continue to evolve. And so if you talk to me about OA, FBA, I totally understand what people are coming from and what you meant. So that's my point is to providing the tool and all the necessary service to help people in the OA niche to be able to become more profitable.
Definitely. And I love that software. You have to have somebody that knows OA to create this kind of software, because other people, they just don't know. They just don't know all of the different little ins and outs that takes a long time for us to kind of nail down and hone in our skills on. So thank you for joining us today. And you are now in our Facebook group as well. But if you have specific questions, go over to his Facebook group. And thank you much. We will probably have you on again at some other time. That was nice. Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll see you guys next Friday.
Yep. See everybody next Friday.
Yeah. Maybe by the time we'll get to